John Sierra with ASC Exteriors out here doing a repair attempt. We are at for Mr. Jeffery Cave, 278 Mossy Way, Northwest Kennesaw, Georgia, 30152. This is a 3-tap shingle. Definitely have some repair attempts in the past that have failed. Looks like a pretty bad leak going on. Here is the shingle. It's unsealed. The crease is very visible across the top. Spine is broken.
I'm gonna go ahead and get close to it so you can see the condition of these shingles that are being said are repairable. There's no granulars on the overwhelming majority of the course of these shingles to even begin this repair.
Right. This is gonna be really tough. But this is gonna be the one I'm gonna outline. The attempt to repair just in the chalk, making those granules fall. I mean, we'll attempt this here, but let's see what we can do.
And we are using a pitch hopper with cougar paws. This is a 12-12 slope with shingles. If we're talking about man hours to do a repair like this, from a safety standpoint alone, there's a huge risk and condition to this situation.
If we are going to do that, then I would request rope and harness, so additional hours, and then additional lineage to anchor into the ridge.
And that'd be for every repair point on the roof to begin with.
Right. Nail pattern is good. So this shingle starts here, ends here. Let's go across.
How many shingles are we going to affect with this repair?
So looking at how it's nailed here, we're gonna have to check, but I do believe we're gonna go up 2 rows. So that's gonna be this one, it's stacked here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're gonna be affecting 8 shingles in the attempt to remove
just this one.
This one.
Okay.
And yeah, these shingles, I mean, they are in terrible condition. But let's go. Let's get this started here.
So as gingerly as possible, it already looks like there's already some breakage along the bottom of the shingle there, just even trying to remove the seal.
Yeah, you can see this, it's torn here. I mean, again, I'm trying to be as careful as possible.
And this is only the second tab, or the first tab we're trying to even lift.
Yeah.
As delicately as possible. Got that one unseated.
Yeah. All right, so let me get this. We got a nail here.
So we got to take the course out above.
Yeah.
So you can't even get up under the corner of that shingle, how it's already broken because of how old and not repairable. That tore.
That tore right there.
Definitely had a tear there. So the condition of these shingles, even just to unseat them, has already failed some repairability. Because those shingles are torn, they would actually have to be completely replaced. So now you do have another full shingle that you'd have to do. There's another torn shingle there as well. So there's already been 3 shingles, not even just taps, but 3 separate shingles that would now have to be repaired because of how unpliable these shingles are. And we would have to do full pullouts on those shingles that were impacted as well. So there's already now 3 additional shingles that would have to be removed before we look at any more condition. All right, so that was the course above, correct?
That was the course above. Let's see what we got.
And it still won't pull out.
No, so we gotta go one more.
There's a tear.
Yeah, that's right there.
And he's doing this tool as gingerly as humanly possible on a 12-12 pitch with no granules on it. So one thing to notate also, that when that pulled out, we got some underlayment stuck to it. So now there's going to be an oh, hold on. We cannot do this repair. Look, there's no underlayment on this deck.
Nope.
There's not any underlayment in this roofing system. So by code standards, which we have to adhere to, and manufacturer specifications, this would fail a repair on the entire roof on that standpoint alone, that there's no underlayment on this decking. So you have complete exposed decking here.
Yeah, so I mean, that takes us,
Yeah, nothing you tape measure.
it's 36-inch shingle, 5-inch exposure.
So that's an old discontinued exposure as well on these. So the shingle is also discontinued because of the size of the exposure measurement. So we couldn't even use so it's non-repairable from a discontinued standpoint, as well as in addition to there not being any underlayment in this roofing system at all. So you've got builder grade 3-tab shingles that are so non-repairable. There's no granules on them. And then on top of that, you have nothing on the decking, which means there's no leak barrier in any of these valleys or in around the penetrations. There's no, and we'd have to repair
the Kennesaw. So Kennesaw, we have to pull a permit.
Permit pulled, and there's ice and water in additional areas in
Ice
this.
and water in the valleys, drip edge,
So,
gutter apron.
so for us to run this repair, just remember, if these other shingles around it failed like these did because of these tears, we'd have to run these all the way to the valley that I'm sitting in, where there's no ice and water. We'd have to then take the whole valley and redo it, rework it. There's nothing up on the ridges as well as far as any ventilation is concerned. So there's a ton of specifications that would completely fail this repair. But the biggest one, just final notation, is the exposed decking, where there's not any underlayment on this roofing system.
I'm gonna attempt to put this back in its place. And let's see what these shingles do.
This is such an unsafe roof to be on in this condition.
When I put nails in it. Okay. I mean, just taking this nail out.
Yeah, there's already been creasing from just removing these shingles. I'm sitting on this slope. This now main slope is a 14, and there's no granules in it. So there would be no safe place to stand in any condition for us to repair any of the damaged ones on these slopes, as well as these slopes as well. But we'll come back over here and finish this part.
All right. So, that shingle slid back in.
Foot just slid out, sitting in the valley.
All right, let's be careful. Okay, so this one's going back in. Let me nail it back. See what we got. I mean, immediately that crease, like immediately. Hit that hole. Pretty good.
So you can see the severity of damage to the shingles just from lifting them enough to be able to nail them in. All three of those have severe stress fractures and failures in them. 4 of them do. You can see them instantaneously.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the granules, I'm sure, even in the video. The granules that are on the shingle are already gone.
Again, severe stressing all right here. He's lifting at that at the required recommended height, so he's not doing anything egregious. It's within the specifications of how to perform a repair as a professional, licensed and trained. Again, severe stress fracturing on all these. So, I mean, John, you can wrap it up real quick.
Yeah, so, I mean, in attempting to repair this shingle, finding everything that we found, there's no underlayment. Now, that's just not a code required item, but it's also any manufacturer is requiring a vapor barrier and or some type of felt on top of the deck before you put their shingles on. So from a manufacturer standpoint, a very common building aspect and common contractor practice, we would need to install underlayment around the entire perimeter, around the entire roof before we adhere to any new shingles. And then looking at this, you know, you can see it a little bit better when I stand in the way of the sun, but this is fractured. You can't feel me. This is fractured here all the way across. You can see just on this one.
All 3?
Yeah, this one right here, and that one as well. Up top, same thing, because these are the way that they're installed. I had to take that second course. So my professional recommendation, this roof is non-repairable by any sorts. The shingle is also discontinued, as well as the size, and the current condition this roof will not accept a repair. A full replacement
Much less
is
on any
needed.
slope.
Yeah,
No number
sure.
of shingles.
Thank you.